Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Clark from the Department of Biomedical Sciences at Ohio University. And my laboratory recently completed a study that I think you'll find interesting on the differences between men and women in terms of how quickly they're able to restore their muscle strength following periods of cast immobilization. In this study, we observed that following taking perfectly healthy people that had not broken their arm, but we experimentally immobilized them, meaning that these were individuals perfectly healthy. We place a cast around their arm, and before we do this, we bring them into our laboratory and we test their muscle strength. We do this once a week during immobilization. Then we remove the cast and we bring them back into the lab a week later. And what we observed was that during immobilization, men and women appear to lose approximately the same amount of strength during immobilization. And after 3 weeks of immobilization, this is about 30% less strength, meaning the maximal amount of force one can voluntarily produce. So they lost about 30% of their strength compared to baseline levels. But the most interesting part of the study was that after we remove the cast and we bring them back into the lab 1 week later, the men restore their strength back towards baseline within a week, whereas the women after a week remained suppressed. Their strength was still down at 30% below baseline. And this is very interesting from a clinical perspective in terms of rehabilitation and physical therapy, as if women are not restoring their strength as fast, these findings indicate that the women may require prolonged periods or more intensive physical rehabilitation following periods of cast immobilization or disuse. And when I say disuse, this is the common paradigm associated with a variety of different disorders, such as following a surgery when someone has to undergo bed rest or following cast immobilization from a fracture. So I think the take-home message from the data is that following prolonged periods of disuse or cast immobilization, women require more time to recover their muscle strength.